Count.
Current.
All right, you're all signed in, so you can take whatever you'd like from the table if you'd like. Did you want to sign in?
I can check you in if you'd like.
Hey. No problem.
It's not about me. It's not about you. It doesn't matter how red and white and your blue is if you don't understand for liberty, and if you're not a constitutionalist and understand what's wrong and what's right. We don't have a democracy anymore. We have a kingdom. All hail the false king. The vato ain't wearing any clothes. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. We live in a fallacy of an agrarian society, and everybody who's posting these things in the year 2020 doesn't have the vision to be able to have the foresight to be able to understand who it is that we are. We are Unidos for Bernie. We are Unidos for each other. We are Unidos for everything that happens to be.
Yeah! I want to thank all of you for coming out today. Who's ready to get Bernie Sanders elected as the next president of the United States? That's what I like to hear, baby. All right. If we're going to win Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, right? If we even do well in those states and we really kick butt here in California, Bernie's going to be the next president. Yeah. That's all we need. That's all we need, right? So who wants to see Bernie become the next president? Make your hand like this and do this, right? That's how we're gonna make Bernie the next president. In the Central Valley, right, we are the only campaign that is truly invested here in the Central Valley. And why is that? Because we care about the working class people of the Central Valley. We care about farm workers. We care about the folks working in oil fields. We care about every working class family here in the Central Valley, right? The road to the nomination runs through here.
In endorsing Bernie Sanders, I'm also endorsing the American people who believe in a unique and resilient political movement that will ensure equity and justice for millions in this country. I'm supporting Bernie because this year's presidential election goes beyond him, and he knows it. It's about us and our future. So thank you so much, everyone, and hope to see you casting.
The reason I'm supporting Bernie Sanders is because he's pushing Medicare for all, and I've allowed family members that are sick and are barely surviving paying medical bills and their rent, and that is one of the reasons I'm advocating for Bernie Sanders and the consistency of 30 years of pushing for actual human rights for all Americans and fighting for the workers.
Bernie's platform aligns with the nurses' values, and we want to make sure that everybody understands that these things are doable. I see every day in my practice when people have to cut their pills in half, and what happens. Their illnesses get worse and they land in the hospital, and basically taxpayers pay more money to get them healthy again if they can recover. People shouldn't have to choose between rent and food and medication and health care. And so instead of talking about it and complaining about it, I'm out there knocking on doors, and I hope to see the rest of you knocking on doors. Say Bernie, you say Sanders, Bernie!
Sanders!
Bernie!
Sanders!
Are we gonna do this?
Yeah!
Are we gonna get them elected?
Yeah!
Am I gonna see your names on those boards over there?
Yeah!
Am I gonna see you knocking on doors?
Yeah!
The reason why things are the way they are is primarily because of money in politics. Money plays a key role in the decision of basically every politician and really the whole DC apparatus. And this idea of trying to go in and change it was really appealing to me. So in 2016 when he lost, and ultimately after Hillary Clinton lost, I knew that in 2020 I had to do something to make sure that this man was elected president. And that's what I'm doing here. volunteering and knocking on doors, phone banking, just trying to get Bernie Sanders elected the 46th President of the United States.
There are many immigrants in my family that are undocumented, and the current administration, and let's not kid ourselves, a lot of Democratic administrations in the past have demonized immigrants and separated families, which tear them apart. It's inhumane. So I know once we make Senator Sanders the next president of the United States, he will put an end to all deportations in this country and stop tearing apart families. It's inhumane. It's completely idiotic that I have to be scared, and I have to be scared for my family's well-being in this country just because they were born in another place from us.
I have an undocumented mother, and she's the reason why I'm here. She's the reason why I've come to have these long conversations with people, long, meaningful conversations with people that have changed so much for me. And unfortunately, my mom couldn't be here because she works a lot. But she did tell me to, speak my heart out here. She knows I don't like speaking.
You're doing a great job.
This last election, I kind of stood on the sidelines. I just supported, but I didn't do this. But I can tell you from the experience I've had, now I'm going to continue doing it until I...
The reason why I'm picking Bernie Sanders as a candidate because, you know what, I don't honestly feel that where I live and who I am, I'm being heard as a veteran, that I live in a very small community. I literally have dirt roads where I live. I don't have trash where I can throw away my trash. I have to drive 20 miles just to drop off trash. I have to pick up water for me to drink with my family. So I want Bernie Sanders because I want basic necessities. I want to live with basic necessities, and that's really just it.
So the most important thing you can do is go to map.berniesanders.com and check out all of the events on there. We have phone banking events, we have canvassing events every single week. We really want this to be a grassroots effort where we build up more and more leaders and we get Bernie elected through doing that. Oh, do you have a
Cell phone?
Yeah.
Or no, it'd be the one you RSVP'd with. Okay. Yes, because I made it earlier, so that's right. All up time for canvassers!
And are you guys ready to make Bernie Sanders the next president of the United States of America? All right, guys, let's